Welcome to Subramani. Please hit the bell icon. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to talk to you about a very rich girl marrying a not so rich guy, right? So these kind of things happen. How do you protect your assets in a marriage which is 1 year old or 2 years old? Let us assume there is a girl who has got a net worth of 4-5 crores, but she knows she's going to inherit maybe 100 crores, right, from the family. It's a business family or a landlord family. And the boy is done very well academically, he's earning very well, but he doesn't have that kind of great wealth. He's middle class, but he's earning very well. Maybe he's earning, say, 75-80 lakhs at the age of 27-28, which is fantastic. And he's planning to marry this girl. How does one protect oneself? So first of all, you could do a prenup. A prenup is a prenuptial agreement saying that in case of a divorce within 5 years or 7 years, the boy will walk away with his assets, the girl will walk away with her assets. Remember, the girl is very rich, so she does not need an alimony or things like that, and you can put all this in a prenup. Let's say 7-8 years have passed and this girl whose net worth was about 4-5 crores or expected to be 4-5 crores suddenly inherits another 50 crores from some business. Maybe her uncle gives it to her mama gives it to her, or something like this happens, and she inherits another huge chunk. How does she deal with this? So there are many ways to deal with this. First is to sit and talk about it, is to say, look, because of this 35 crore inheritance which I have, or a 20 crore investments, an insanely big amount compared to their lifestyle. Some things are going to happen. Let's buy a bigger house. Fairly obvious, the house is going to be funded by the girl's wealth. But let us say they make a 50% down payment for the house costing a bomb, but he has enough income to pay the EMI. So this sensible thing to do is to say the house will be owned 50-50, where she will pay 50% of the down payment of the house, and the balance he will pay, but he will pay in installments, right? He will pay in EMI because he does not have the money to upfront put. Let's say they're buying a house for 4 crores. She puts in 2 crores because she's got that money. He does not have 2 crores, so they go and borrow, and on that 2 crores he starts paying the EMI, right? So this is one way where the girl has a lot of wealth but the boy has a lot of income, right? It could also happen that the girl is inheriting a lot of wealth and the boy has some wealth, but boy and girl both are earning equally. Even then, what happens is, when you buy an asset where she funds, let's say she's got a lot more money than the boy has, she funds, say, 70% of the cost of the house. He borrows the remaining 30% because he also does not want to pay too much, and he starts paying the EMI, but the house is registered as a half-half, right? So you don't enter into these transactions within 6 months of marriage. You enter into these transactions after 7 years of being married or 8 years of being married and saying, oh, we know each other, this is what is going to happen. So the legal document to say how we will share the money is a very sensible thing to do, which is called a prenup. But if you got all the money after you got married to him, and it is you call it his luck or whatever, that you inherited so much money, you have to still sit and talk. For example, what is normal for her may not be very normal for him, right? So if you've gone on a lot of foreign vacations, it may be new to him. His first visit abroad would have been because his company asked him to go somewhere, go pick up some hardware, buy some software, or do some training or something like that. So he's never seen the international travel except when it was paid for by his company, whereas she has gone on a world tour. She's traveled around the world because she comes from a richer family. So some part of the money will obviously go towards buying luxuries and things like that. Now again, you have to make a choice. Do we live like her standard of living, which is this inheritance of 30-40 crores and net worth of 50 crores helps, or do we live on the salary of the husband and saying this is what we will live. However, we don't need to save for our retirement, we don't need to save for our children's expenses, for our own medical expenses, for our own retirement. We don't need to save, because all this money will go towards that, creating a corpus for us, for our children's education, for our own retirement, etc. But you still have a much larger surplus than what you need, right? So you have to first learn how to protect your money and figuring out how to share it. For example, if it's a guy who is inheriting this kind of insane amounts of money, there is a chance that the girl asks for a divorce and takes away half of it. So be careful. And understand, I'm not a lawyer here, I'm just saying what are the things that you need to do. So go to a lawyer and see how to protect your money and figuring out how to share it with your spouse. You're the rich guy. If you're the guy is rich, it's very scary, because in case of alimony or any kind of a divorce, you're going to pay out hugely, and you're going to pay 50% of the assets also, right? So one more thing which can be done is keep the assets in trust, and you take only as much as you need, right? So that is one way of looking at it. Maybe you're worried that you got all this wealth and you've come into a marriage where your partner doesn't have as much. What happens if the marriage doesn't last? What happens if you lose your half, his half, whatever? That's a huge amount, because you're not going to make that up while working. So think about all this. Go to a lawyer and tell him all these scenarios can happen and how it should be protected. Not all of them will understand this, right? In a wonderful marriage, if there are times when a bad or when a good IPO turns bad for the marriage, because the guy thinks now he wants to do something better and he walks out. So think of all those things also before you decide on how to document it. But please document it. Say this is what we will do. I will pay 50% for the value of the house, or 70% of the value of the house, because he cannot afford to pay too much of an EMI, because he has to run the house, he has to protect his parents, whatever, right? So some of these things, then the question is always living to the higher wealth or living to the lower wealth, right? So the question is, how soon as you see the money as my money, your money and our money, right? So are you able to combine everything and say we are rich, we are doing well, we have bought a car? Or are you going to say I bought a car because I inherited so much money from my parents, from my uncle, from my bua, whatever it is, right? So you're not going to talk that kind of a language. So see what is mine, what is yours, what is ours. Then choose a lifestyle which is tending at least towards the lower end of the income, right? So you don't want to get addicted to huge pleasures of life, not knowing whether it will last, right? Thank you.